that BJP is trying to place religion on top of the castes and communities in Tamil Nadu. The political rhetoric may be about anti-Hindi, because Hindi as a language getting imposed upon Tamil is always seen as an affront, but they are not really against those who speak Hindi.
How the BJP is trying to sort of override religion and caste, or mix these two things together while reaching out to like certain OBC groups and allying up with them.
Yeah.
How does that strategy play out? So you did a report where you spoke to members of the 1 year OBC community, and they made some very interesting points on why they were gravitating towards the BJP.
Yeah.
If you could first tell us what the traditional base of the BJP has been in the past in Tamil Nadu, and then how they're hoping to sort of like reverse that, and what is the strategy that they're sort of employing.
So, I am getting a sense like this. Maybe I think, somebody can travel much more and wider in Tamil Nadu to find out whether this sense prevails in other places as well. So I traveled from the north of Tamil Nadu to the west of Tamil Nadu, and I was covering parts of, say, Vellore, Kanchipuram. These are places, or Krishnagiri, Dharmapuri. These are strong belts this is the 1 year belt also. So 1 year, as you may know, is a very strong community in Tamil Nadu, particularly a community which fought very hard for reservations. The state government gave reservation of 10.5% within the most backward class pie, but then the Supreme Court struck it down. So there was a struggle for reservation, and so when you say that when the state gives them 10.5%, so you would imagine that about 10.5% minimum of the community would be of Tamil Nadu's population would be 1 year. So I'm not sure, because caste numbers are not available in Tamil Nadu. So we have only the and census is 2020. Till now we don't have a census after 2011, so we don't have a clear picture of caste, but 1 year is a strong belt. So what I found was that BJP is somehow trying, it is not very explicit, but somehow you get a sense that BJP is trying to place religion on top of the castes and communities in Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu's history has never been like this. So Tamil Nadu, the fight always has been, the initial fight in Tamil Nadu, pre-independence and immediately post-independence, for at least 2 decades, was between the Brahmins and the non-Brahmins. So there was no religious fight. You will find that in Tamil Nadu, the Muslims and Hindus live very peacefully. So do the Christians. So there is no religion-based, you will not find those polarization avenues in Tamil Nadu. So it is largely caste-based and community-based. And in this Brahmin versus non-Brahmin fight of the pre-independence and immediately post-independence, it was always that the backward classes, who were the oppressed classes by a very small percentage of elite Brahmin population in Tamil Nadu, so the whole fight was against it. Which over a period of time now, I don't find that fight there. I don't find the politics of Tamil Nadu, Dravidian politics of Tamil Nadu has so evolved that there is no Brahmin, non-Brahmin fight today. There are fights amongst the lowermost Dalits and the backward classes. There you will find a lot of fights. I don't want to get into specifics, but there are fights between OBCs and the Dalits, but not between Brahmins and non-Brahmins. So I think where BJP finds space is that these all communities, which are all religious communities, there are local deities there, like, Muruga, whom in the north they call Kartikeya. Muruga is the local deity which is the most popular deity in Tamil Nadu, and there are various forms of Ammans, which are like the Parvati, the goddess of that, the woman variety, female variety goddess. So they are very familiar to people in Tamil Nadu, and they're very religious. So while they are religious, but Hinduism is not really something which they boast about. So where BJP tries to kind of make that a issue which people are talking about. So somebody, 2-3 gentlemen with whom I was having a long conversation, they said, if there is no Hinduism, then where are 1 years? Or, so they are placing Hinduism on top of that particular community. So that I found very interesting, that you can find in different pockets in Tamil Nadu amongst different people. So I have not traveled so far and wide to see it across Tamil Nadu, but I did notice it in some patterns, in some pockets.
That's very interesting. And you also traveled to the Tirupur, Coimbatore belt, which has a lot of presence of the garment manufacturing industry. It's also a very well-to-do place with a lot of middle enterprises and a lot of migrant workers, etc. And this is also the place where there are lots of OBC castes, I believe, right, who run these enterprises.
Yes.
And this is also the region from where Annamalai is contesting, right?
Correct.
Is there any link between this and how are they sort of pandering to the people in this area? And if you could take an example of Coimbatore specifically and talk about how this sort of business town, how it's opening up to the BJP. Is it opening up to the BJP, and where does Annamalai stand in all of this?
So Annamalai comes from a community called the Gounder community, which is traditionally has been an agricultural community in Tamil Nadu in that belt. So this is called the Kongu Nadu, or the Kongu belt, which comprises some 10 districts. Tirupur, Coimbatore, Erode, these are all textile units, very predominantly textile. Of course, other businesses also like machine works, etc. But largely garments and textiles, from fiber to yarn to, garments and apparels. So the entire chain here. So he comes from a place called Karur, which is also close by, which is also part of the Kongu belt only. He doesn't belong to Coimbatore per se, but he's contesting from Coimbatore. So this belt, Erode, Tirupur and Coimbatore, the textile belt has got lots of Gounders, and Annamalai is a Gounder himself. So there is a natural affinity towards Gounders. The Gounders in Erode and Tirupur and Salem are Gounders who are very well off, who have come up very well in their life, largely by focusing on education. So in Tamil Nadu, they are backward classes, but then they are also the affluent class in Tamil Nadu, and also they work very hard. So they are industrious as well. So this is a community which has risen from being farmers to now becoming big textile companies in Tamil Nadu. Again, we don't have the numbers of how many counters and what is their vote bank, but they are influential, so to say, in this region. Their space I find opening up, and they are employing largely Hindi. So it is very interesting. So out of 800,000 workers in these garment exporting units, almost 400,000 are workers from North India and East India, which is UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Assam. So one is this, these migrant workers, they are not just working in these factories, but they are also working across Tamil Nadu, from auto plants in the Sri Perumbudur, Irangatu-Kottai belt where Hyundai and originally Ford was there, to restaurants and hotels. You'll find Northeast people from West Bengal, a lot of them, like it is full of them in hotels and restaurants, and then again in this particular textile belt also. So traditionally, businessmen have warmed up to North Indians, right? They know because they are working with all people who are speaking Hindi. They are working with people in Bihar, UP, Madhya Pradesh probably. Even in agriculture, they are migrant workers. So they have warmed up to North India quite a bit. And politically also, it is never ever that, the political rhetoric may be about anti-Hindi, because Hindi as a language getting imposed upon Tamil is always seen as an affront, but they are not really against those who speak Hindi. So that politically also because Tamil Nadu realizes that the aging population of the state, the demographics are working out in such a manner that all the gains that you have made on bringing down fertility rates now has resulted in people who are more old, like 60 plus numbers are growing up in Tamil Nadu, and they need young people to work, which is what all the northern states provide today. These counters are also seeing space for, in BJP and in Annamalai as a counter, they see space for a new party, for more representation to the party, more votes to this party. And then there are lots of say grouses which they have with the state government, like one of the biggest grouse I heard time and again, which I have yet to verify, but I have a lot of talk about that. I know it is propaganda, but I think we need to investigate further, is about this liquor, Tasmac liquor. In Tamil Nadu, Tasmac is an entity. Liquor business is controlled by the state itself, so and it generates huge revenues. So people say local labor in Tamil Nadu kind of consumes more liquor. So and so I think there is a problem which the industry sees. So that is one reason they time and again cite. Another reason they cite, the industrialists cite, that is that the power situation is not so great, because for a year back Tamil Nadu government imposed something called what do you call, like on the load itself, like if you are engaging a certain quantum of load, then you pay minimum charges for that, irrespective of the usage, the quantum of electricity that you use. So that adds to the fixed costs, and it becomes a recurring cost. So that is something which the industry is resenting. So they have their own reasons to resent the government and the Dravidian parties, and all this is like BJP is exploiting very well. So I think that this is the conversation. GST becomes the state GST is creating problems, the central GST is not creating problems. So these are fault lines which the BJP is kind of exploiting and finding more acceptance within the business community.